My name is Amy and I'm just a regular girl from the UK trying to build her social network. I'm a YouTuber and a creative director with a new podcast show, Rags to Riches. Join us as we explore the ups, downs and everything in between that happens and shapes the lives of our guests. Get ready to be moved, inspired and reminded that we're all in this together. This podcast is where we share the unfiltered and inspiring experiences of real people. So make sure that you tune in, subscribe to the channel because you don't want to miss out on any episodes. Cheers, guys. Bye. Okay, we're back again with another episode. It's your host, BeAmie, and it's Rags to Riches, the refined mind, and I am back with...
We're going away.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the previous episode. We're still on the topic of motherhood, the struggles, the stereotypes, and the real deal, the real tea. So we were talking about your journey, and we're at this stage now where you're going to uni, you went to college, you had to go back to college. You're very determined.
I was determined.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I love the fire in you, and I know not everyone is going to have that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you feel like, though, does it make a difference because you had that support? Do you feel like if you didn't have that support, it would be a different story?
It definitely made a big impact, for me to have that support, because it's not just not wanting to disappoint people around you or disappoint your parents or your sisters, but it was more so like an identity thing. I wanted to have something for myself. I wanted to do things that everyone else is doing, like humanly possible, so that I can have a place in the society, I wanted to go places. Like I said before, it's not because you get pregnant, you give birth 3, 4 times, 5 times that you lost the use of your brain. You can always, people are going back to school on the third, late ages. Like my dad went back to university again.
Yeah,
at 50.
yeah.
And then my dad went back to uni, and then you are young, you're sitting there, and, can I do university? No.
Yeah.
He's old, he's got a lot of things going on in his head, he still went back to uni. So you don't have any excuse.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse.
What I wanted to ask was, you have your family here. Obviously, you moved out from a young age. What makes someone, like, in a position like yourself, like, just not go back home? Like, if you've got that support, like, why kind of take yourself on such a journey? It's almost like, there's 2 options, right? Because you might not have to go through that. Like, you could actually just go home, be with your parents, like, have your parents' support. But why take that choice? Why make that decision to just leave your parents' home?
Okay, leaving the parents' home was for me to find an accommodation.
Okay.
Because it was just not possible for me to stay around. We had a lot of people in the house.
Okay.
And when you're pregnant, sometimes you just don't want to be around people. Like, you just get, like, you're hormonal. Like, you get upset all the time. And then the noises upset you. And then it was just, it was for me to prepare for the baby coming. That's what I had to do at the time.
Okay.
So
it was like a personal choice, like...
It was not like a personal choice, but at the time my parents suggested it, and it was a great plan.
Okay.
Because London is saturated anyway. So for people who are waiting for accommodation, you might wait for a long time. So the solution for me to step out of London, because at the time things were quicker when you leave.
Yeah, because you have to show that you have nothing, like, pretty much before you
that was the solution that we could come up with at the time, and it worked for me.
Yeah. Okay. And do you feel like it kind of had to push you to mature a lot more quicker because you was standing on your own 2 feet then?
Yeah, of course. You just don't know, because some people think, like, I'm not judging, but you can finish uni, you can do studies, you can work, but you're still not mature.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still not mature. You think you're mature, because I drive my own car, because I live in my own house, because I have a degree, I have a master. No, life will teach you better. Life will teach you better. Challenges will teach you. Those are the things that are going to make you grow. You'll be like,
it's the pressure, isn't it?
Yeah. Like how you deal with your challenges, how you deal with conflict, how you deal with stereotype, how you get back up when you're literally thrown down. These are the things that's going to make you grow. But no having a car, staying...
even age.
Yeah, like even age, 40. No, I've seen...
It's like, let's not even go.
Non, on s'arrête là. C'est bon.
There's some 40
and 50 still dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. You're like, how can you be thinking like this at this age?
I know. It does happen.
So for me, I had to go through that to literally just my personality, to
find
just
yourself,
grow, to find myself. And if I tell you, I find myself in the most difficult way. It took my energy, my health. I cried, my sweat. I literally couldn't sleep for days.
Crazy.
It was, for me, it was a journey. Another person will be like, yeah, it's not a problem. You give birth, you get accommodation, you get paid.
But and that's the thing though. Sometimes like to push through, like it's that sacrifice. It's like, imagine tearing something. It's a little bit like, I think it's a bit TMI, sorry. It's a bit like, you know when a woman gives birth, it's that tearing through, but life comes through it.
Life's come through it.
For you to actually birth something and like to actually accomplish something, you have to actually go through that, the sweat, the tears, the tearing, like to come out of the other way. Otherwise, you could just be in the same place, you're not growing, you're
not
complacent.
Growing and you're making the same mistake over and over.
Yeah.
For me, it took. I was scared of not being able to accomplish what I planned for myself because I had a plan. Some girls don't. Let's start from there, Seriana. Let's start from there. Some girls don't have plans. I had plans. I know where I came from.
Yeah.
I know how my family. I know, listen, from my grandparents, my grandpa, he was a very strict. If I tell you, let me tell you about that man. That man did not go to school.
Okay.
He actually stopped around, how can I say, year 6.
Oh, wow.
Or year 5. If that man wrote you a letter, ha! Kids these days don't know how to write.
Oh my God.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
He can write, he can read, and he was very smart.
Wow.
But he said my children should go to school.
Yeah.
That was my grandparents. My children should go to school. And then that's what my dads and my aunties, all of them. But he never went to university. He never even finished college.
But he was just intelligent.
So you can see the visions came from there.
Yeah.
So in our family, there's no excuse for
there's
you
no
to just
slack.
sit
There's
down.
no.
She just having kids. That's her life. No, you feel embarrassed even for yourself.
But I think that's the difference, though, isn't it? Because you had that foundation
I had the
set.
Foundation.
So when that foundation is set, doesn't matter how far you go, because that seed is already in you.
It's already in you. Yeah.
It's even going to disturb you because you're even going to feel unsettled. You know, sometimes in life that you could feel like unsettled, like you could feel like unfulfilled, you could feel like not comfortable because you know that there's more in you.
Is the word.
Yeah.
Is what I felt. I felt unfulfilled. I'm not saying that having a child is a bad thing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there is a lot of things that could have accomplished.
It can bring you limitations.
Yeah.
That's the real talk.
You'll be limited and then you'll be like, who am I? What am I doing with
Because you have to
my
put your life on pause.
Mm-hmm.
Or slow it down,
slow
wheel
it
it down. Like you
Really
could
slow it down.
really slow
Not
it
even
down.
slow it down. Forget about your life.
Literally, at some point, especially if you
Forget about it.
if you're a single mum, you have to, because that's a sacrifice. It's the choice that you make. When you found out you were pregnant, like this, just mums in general, and you decide to keep the baby, you have to also count the costs that come with it. That's the financial cost, that's your life cost, that's everything.
Everything
and you
about
have to know, yeah.
Put it in a bubble, put it on the side. Because that's why you see a lot of young girls, she just gave birth, she wants to go to the club, she wants to go to the barbecue, she wants to go to this event. No, you're not allowed.
She's like, no, you know.
No, you're not allowed.
What do
You can breathe when you have someone to take care of your child, and then you see in the news, oh, she went 3 days, she went to a party for 3 days, she came back, the baby died.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's that? Because you did not forget about yourself. You are still selfish. When you're a parent, you cannot be selfish.
Yeah.
You have to take care of your child until a certain age, and then if you have people around you that can take the baby for 1 day, for 2 days, well, the safety of your kid must come first.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the hard reality.
It's a hard
isn't it?
reality. Like, if you wanted to be young as everyone else, don't protect yourself.
Yeah.
Don't go around having sex just like that. Protect yourself. Make sure that, okay, I don't want to have a child right now. I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But when it happens, baby girl, forget about yourself. Forget it.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. I think it's tough.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of things, to be honest. But you know, nowadays, I've seen sometimes girls, they're in the queues to go in the clubs with their belly, with their pregnant bellies. You know, people, I think our generation always think that we know it all. We make our own rules, so we live our own way, we live our own life.
That's not even a place for you to be.
Yeah.
When you're pregnant, to go to the club.
Yeah.
And we all know how some clubs are. Things end up very bad. There is fights, there is guns, there is... No.
Do you think like young mums now are like so detached from kind of the reality of things? So it's kind of like what you're saying, I personally feel like that's the truth. Like, you know, when you do have a child, it's that sacrifice that you make, isn't it? Yeah. But do you feel like our generation, like, we're so detached from what the truth is, or what the reality is, that we just do our own thing? Or is there no right or wrong? Like, you should just do what you want to do?
There is definitely right, there is definitely wrong. For me, I always say that in this life, it's just depending on where you come from, the family that your background. In my family, when there is wrong, there is wrong. When there is right, there is right. And they will tell you that in your face. They're telling you so that you can correct yourself, so that you don't do the same mistake twice or 3 times, 4 times. There is no gray area in life. It's either you want to hustle or you want to stay home and sleep.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Life should just be white and black.
It's either you're a woman or you're a man. You cannot have both. I'm sorry out there, but I'm trying to make my point, you know.
We are adding too many colours into the mix.
No, there is
confusion.
no grey area. There is no grey area.
Yeah. And I think it's a good way to live as an individual anyway, because it makes you more of an integral person. That's what I believe. Like, if your yes is yes and your no is no, I think if you're flaky as a person, and it makes you untrustworthy, unreliable.
You're useless.
Yeah.
You're useless. Yeah, I mean, pick a side.
Yeah, pick a side.
So that way you keep your integrity, your respect, and then that's it. So a lot of young people today, they just, I think it's a culture thing as well, a cultural thing as well.
A culture thing, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it's a lot of things involved there, but like I said again, the background is very important, where you come from. If you haven't been taught, you go with the vibe, you go with the flow, you go with the wind, and then you're not gonna find your way back, because nobody taught you. You didn't have any foundation. Yeah,
I think,
which is sad.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that I'm sort of learned from our conversation is you seem like you've had a good foundation, good family background, even though you've had to stand on your own 2 feet, get your own place, have your own journey.
Yeah, but that was the learning curve for me.
Yeah, but you had even from when you're saying from your grandparents, how your grandfather was, it's like it's kick-started you, it kind of formed you in some way.
Yeah.
So when you was almost already prepared to like go into that.
All the children prepared.
Yeah, and for some people, like some cultures, they don't have that. So it's like they're just making it up as they go along.
It's about what they prioritize. Some of them, like in my family's education, no matter who you are, no matter like, even if you feel like, oh, I'm very late, I'm like 18 and I cannot mingle with year 5, year 6, but if you have to learn for your own good, they'll tell you, go back to school.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's education. But for other families, they're like, you're just a woman, you're a beautiful young woman, Janice, find us a billionaire, you know, and then have kids. That's their priority. You know, some of them are like, you take over the family business. So
the culture has a lot to do with it.
It has a lot to do.
So when you started your uni experience, like what was that like? Was it easy? Was it hard? How did you find that
when I started, of course, I had this fire in me.
Yeah.
I wanted to achieve something. So I was ready to use any tools that was given to me so that I can accomplish that. So like I said, first year it was easy. Second year, when I found out that the assignment piled up, and then being a mom, and then 24/7 you have to be there, like it's not a joke. It was overwhelming, and I had amazing friends who literally were there to help me. Just, you need to finish your assignments. We started together. We're gonna finish this together. You cannot stay behind. Literally staying with me late night to just do my assignment. They used to come to my house. Yeah, some of them used to come to my house. I have like one of my friends, she lived in Milton Keynes, but she was like, okay, over the weekend I'll come over, help you go through what you did not understand, and maybe help you write up some of them. So this was my uni to fun. Some of the people go to uni and they hang out with the wrong crowd. You're not gonna be able to finish your university. And then the crowd that you're hanging out with, drinking, partying every night. When it comes to doing the assignment, some of them are smart. They'll do the assignment and finish it. And then
and leave you be
you'll be in hangover. At the end of the day, you're not done with uni. They're there like going, Janice, with their hat on, and you'll be like, oh my God, he fooled me. Yeah, you got fooled.
It's so true though.
So you need to find the correct people. For me, it's always about the correct people. I just don't hang out with anybody.
Yeah.
If I hang out with you, I know that me and you are the same level of thinking.
Yeah.
When comes something is not right with me, you'll be able to tell me so I can correct myself. And I should be doing the same with you as well. So it's not just like, oh, let's go drink, let's go party, let's go in this event, let's go to Mallorca, let's go to... And then that's it. When it comes to university, nobody's there to even help you write a paragraph.
It's true.
Stay away from those friends.
Tell them again.
Stay away from those friends.
So tell me, give me a picture of, your day in a life, when you was at uni, what would it be like? So you'd pick up, you wake up, in the morning. So tell me, picture it to me.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning. First of all, before you go to bed, you need to make sure that everything for your daughter, like her lunch, her clothes, Pampers, if she needs to be wearing one, or milk or drinks, everything is already boxed up, ready to go. And then your stuff as well, your clothes, and then your books, your laptop, everything is in place. The next morning, you have a shower, you fix your daughter, you give her something to eat, you're gone. You drop her off, you run to the bus stop, take the bus, go to uni. 3 o'clock, of course, she has to go an after school club. So she get picked up. It was easy because it was in the same area.
Yeah.
She get picked up, go to after school club. By the time you arrive there, everything is fine. You just pick her up, you go home, you rest a little bit. You start going through your assignments if you had any assignments. Or for me, it was easier because the way that I was doing it, my sister just was like, you know, when you learn something in school, you don't want to lose it. Go home, go through it again, write down the essential points, just leave it there. When you have your assignment, you go through the essential points that you wrote down. That's going to help you. So this is what I did. I pick up my daughter, go home. If I can sleep for like 30 minutes, good. An hour is good. So 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., then I'll start going through everything that I learned at uni and then just write down the essential and then leave it.
So this would be like your routine.
That was my routine. Like I said, there's no clubbing, there's no party, there's no events. I don't go out.
So how do you like not lose yourself, like, you know, because yes, being a mum, it is that sacrifice. Yeah. I think though you have to be conscious, like mentally, like not to lose yourself because you can only give what you have.
Yeah.
So the moment you start to lose yourself, then what you start to give to your child, you won't be able to give them everything that you can. So how do you make sure that you're always full so that you can give out and pour out to your child?
Okay, the fact that already you're waking up in the morning, you're dropping her somewhere, you know that she's safe, she's going to play there, she's going to eat there, they're going to look after her, you feel at ease. You'll be like, okay, now let me focus on myself. That's just how I had to do it. Because you don't have her 24/7 anymore. Someone else is taking that time. 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, it's already a lot for you not being with her. It should help you recharge. And then you go to uni, you meet up with friends, you talk, you laugh. That's recharging for you.
Okay, good.
That's the whole recharging. So I didn't need any other social, because the social life that I had was uni and it was enough for me.
Okay,
it should be enough for you because you're a mom. What else do you want? What else do you want? Like I said, there's no clubbing, there's no partying for you to be like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to be partying right now. It's going to stress you out because you're trying to overdo it.
Yeah.
That 5 time of me being at uni is time for me to recharge. Sometimes you even go to uni, there's not a lesson, there's not lecture.
But it's just
it's just
changing that environment.
You're away from the house, you're away from her, it's fine.
You can exhale.
Yeah, you can exhale.
And recharge. I like that, recharge.
Yeah.
You have to find ways to recharge as mums because mums can go through postnatal depression. Like they could literally, you go through like memory loss sometimes, you know, after you give birth, like so much. So if you don't have people around you and if you are a single mum, because even if you have a partner, by the way, I believe that you can still be a single mum. Not a single mum is the wrong term, but you could still kind of be like alone even if you have somebody.
Handling everything on your own.
Because not all fathers are hands-on fathers. So you can still experience like that on your own, dealing with everything. Maybe he's just giving there financially.
And then he doesn't understand.
He doesn't understand.
He doesn't know how to help you either.
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
So you have to find ways to recharge. And having the right company around you is really important. So I really, really like that. That was a really, really good tip.
Yeah.
So you've done so well, by the way. Do you know how much of like an inspiration you are though?
Sometimes I just don't know. People do tell me though. Or maybe when I'm gonna be a billionaire. But yeah, I'm hoping and praying that someone understands that you're still worthy, even if you're a single mom. No matter how many kids you have, you did not lose your brain. If someone gives you calculation, you can do it, then fine, you're good to go. Don't limit yourself because they said this, because, actually there was a point that I was discussing with my other friend, like, until I went to uni, then I found out that, even being pregnant, you can still come to uni. I didn't know that.
I know some people who bring in the classes as well.
I didn't know it was possible.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're listening to the noises around you. Oh, you got pregnant. Your life is over. And then nobody's going to want you, or you can't even go to uni anymore. Lies.
Yeah.
If I knew that even being pregnant, I can still go get my education, trust me, I wouldn't stay home.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stay home because the child, that's even like the safest time, because you don't have to worry about childcare, where to leave my child, no, you still have her in your tummy. Just go, learn, and come relax. I should have been done with my uni a long time ago. I'm telling you. Woo.
I'm just playing devil's advocate though. Maybe I don't know if it's an opinion. So I was going to say unpopular opinion. Do you think it's fair on other students for mothers to bring their child in the class, because it could be disruptive? So if the child is misbehaving, crying all the time, then I'm there trying to study, and then I have you coming in with your child screaming, and like, do you think that's like, what's your thought on that?
Well, I think this is just my opinion. If I want to get my education, don't try to stop me because I'm a mom, or think like I cannot bring my child. If my child is not disturbing, you know, baby is unpredictable. Some of them, like we said, my child was a quiet baby. You know, she was not crying like any other kids. Like they just, you know, you gave birth and then the baby's just non-stop crying. My daughter was not like that. You wouldn't even know that I have a child in the house. She was so quiet, minding her own business and sleeping.
Yeah.
So it's just depending of the baby that you have. If you see that your baby actually is very disruptive, look for another alternative. Like get like someone to look after them, you know, childcare, whatever. But in other case, if the baby is literally just sleeping, why not? You can always bring them in class, make sure that the baby is well fed, changed when the time comes, and you can concentrate. Like, don't stop anyone from getting the education when they want to. And then if it's possible, let them do it. Mind your business. Mind your business.
Mind your
business.
To be honest, I think it's dope though. I think it's amazing that mothers could do that, because you're never really going to know what it feels like until you're in someone's shoe, you know, and sometimes we forget as well our struggles. It's like when you first passed your driving, right, you're now a big boy driver.
Big boy.
You forget that you used to be a learner. When you see that learner in front of you,
you're like,
beep, beep, beep.
Beef, man.
Exactly. And you don't, like, you forget that person might even be doing their test.
Yeah.
So you literally being on their backside, like you're putting pressure on them, doing all that, because you forgot what it was like. So I do feel like sometimes it's part of human nature. We can be forgetful and kind of not be very...
Human are selfish.
Yeah, exactly. And not have much grace for other people. So I do think it's a good thing that mothers do have that opportunity. And I think the takeaway...
And I also think, it's great that the system allows it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
100%.
So
because
if the government or the system or the law allows it,
why
would you excuse yourself like, I cannot do it? No.
You do it.
If you can do it, they allow you to do it, take advantage. It's an opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. I think you definitely should. For anyone out there who might be in that kind of position.
Yeah.
So just on, as we sort of wrap up, you know, your uni experience, which I'm sure like there was so much you went through that whole journey. Did you complete everything? Was it like a 3-year course you did?
3-year course,
you completed everything. Big
yeah.
up you, man.
Yeah.
Honestly. What would you sort of say to any young mum or any new mum based on your sort of experience? Like, what would you sort of advise, or how could you...
Although I had a very strong foundation before I even get pregnant, I was educated already to prioritize my life in a certain way. So you can just pick and choose around you something good and positive for yourself. Don't bring yourself down. Don't limit yourself. The system out here allows you to go back to school, go to work, and have childcare, and even have help.
Help.
to pay for the childcare. Don't excuse yourself.
Don't
You know,
excuse
don't
yourself.
excuse yourself. Like, just because you got pregnant doesn't mean that you lost your brain. So people should write it down.
Thank you so much. You heard that. So thank you so much for that. Just
problem.
doesn't mean you've lost your brain.
Yeah,
Thank you
still
so
use
much. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up, but we'll be back. So thank you for tuning in, and make sure that you come back again. Bye, guys.